In the last video, we got our links working for each of these different streams. So I can now click on a title and I'll see stream show appear. Now, before we start to develop stream show too much, I want to show you some really interesting behavior here, something that's probably going to be pretty unexpected. I'm going to go back to my list of streams, and then I'm going to click on the Create Stream button on the bottom right-hand side. And when I do so, I see the Create Stream component, but you'll notice at the bottom, we see something really interesting. We see Stream Show. So it appears that when we go to stream/new, we see both the Create Stream component and Stream Show at the same exact time. So what's going on here? Well, this is kind of one of the downsides to React Router and how they choose to implement navigation with these different route objects. All right, so let's flip back over to our app.js file. So inside of app.js, remember we have all of our route configurations. So essentially, we are running into a scenario where if we go to streams/new, we see both stream create, but we also see stream show. Now, I want to remind you, when we first started talking about React Router DOM, we spoke about how React Router tries to match these different paths greedily. In other words, if a given path matches a route, the route will be shown no matter what. React Router DOM doesn't try to just show one route, it's going to show every single route that matches the given path. So with that in mind, I want you to look at stream/new right here. Look at that route. So streams/new. And then look at the route or the path of stream show down here at the bottom. Streams/wildcard, or kind of like variable here on the end. Now, up to this point, we've been accessing routes of like streams/5 or 20 or 3 or 100 or whatever the ID was. But remember, the colon right here is essentially a variable. It does not only match variables that are numbers, it will match anything in that part of the URL. So in this case, this route right here with stream show, when we go to stream/new, ID right here is essentially taking the text new because it thinks new right here is like a variable or a ID of sorts. And so that's why we are seeing both stream create and stream show. So we need to figure out some way to only show either streams new or stream/:ID. In order to do so, we're going to import another helper component from React Router DOM. So up at the top, I'm going to find my React Router DOM import, and I'm going to also import something called switch. So back down at my route definition, I'm going to wrap all of these routes inside of that switch thing that we just imported. So I'll say switch, opening tag, and then at the bottom of all of our routes, I'll put in another switch like so. So switch right here is going to look at all these different routes, and it's only going to show one of these given routes for any path that we go to. So the first route inside of here that gets matched by a given path is going to be shown and nothing else. So now, whenever we go to stream/new, this route will be shown, and React Router DOM is going to say, oh, okay, I found a route right here to show. I'm not going to show any other potential route. So even though technically stream/ID, :ID, would match stream/new, it will not be shown because it's now wrapped inside of this switch. So now we can save this, flip back over, and when we go to stream/new, we will no longer see streams show at the bottom, as we would probably expect. Okay, so this is a problem that I really expect you're going to run into when you start working on your own project. Remember, any time that it feels like React Router DOM is showing a component that it shouldn't show, chances are you've got one of these little query parameters on here, and that's probably what is throwing off your route matching. And you can very easily solve this by just adding in a switch to wrap all of your different routes. Okay, so now that we've got this put together, let's take a break. When we come back in the next video, we'll continue working on our stream show component.